Imagine a Vietnam veteran who has taken heart medication for 15 years and has never once filed a VA claim for ischemic heart disease. The condition is presumptive for Agent Orange exposure, meaning no individual nexus letter is required. Most qualifying veterans do not know they qualify, and even medication-only management earns 10%. This episode is about closing that gap.
Last episode, we covered mesothelioma and asbestos-related pleural conditions. Today, we move from the respiratory system to the cardiovascular system. We are starting this block with the most important Agent Orange presumptive in the cardiovascular schedule, ischemic heart disease, rated under 38 CFR Part 4, diagnostic code 7005.
Ischemic heart disease is the medical term for conditions caused by reduced blood flow to the heart muscle. Atherosclerosis and coronary artery disease are the most common forms, with angina and myocardial infarction as serious manifestations. TEOSes, see hour, when the coronary arteries narrow or become blocked, the heart muscle does not receive enough oxygen. The result is chest pain, reduced exercise capacity, and in severe cases, heart failure.
The Agent Orange presumptive for ischemic heart disease covers 4 groups of veterans beyond standard Vietnam ground troops. Thailand Air Force Base veterans who served at designated bases where Agent Orange was stored or used. C. 123 crew members who flew aircraft that had transported Agent Orange. And veterans who served on the Korean Demilitarized Zone between 1968 and 1971.
That is a much larger population than most people realize. Let us walk through the rating criteria, MET's testing, what happens after cardiac surgery, and the secondary conditions that compound on top of the ischemic heart disease rating. One round of names, and then the real work starts.
Kai here, I prefer the shortest route to competence.
May here. I care where the disciplines disagree and why.
George here, bringing the institutional memory today.
That is the lineup. Locking in and diving in.
A metabolic equivalent, or MET, measures exercise intensity. 1 MET is rest, 3 METs is slow walking, and 5 METs is a brisk walk. 7 METs corresponds to jogging. The VA uses METs as the standard measure of cardiac functional capacity because they translate directly into daily activity limitations.
DC 7005 has 4 rating levels based on METs. 10% applies when the condition is medication managed and METs exceed 5, while 30% kicks in at 5 to 7 METs. 60% applies at 3 to 5 METs, and 100% applies when METs fall below 3 or the veteran has chronic congestive heart failure.
The 10% floor is the one most veterans with medication-controlled ischemic heart disease are missing. If a veteran has service-connected ischemic heart disease and is taking medications for it, they qualify for at least 10%, even if their exercise capacity is still relatively good. The medication requirement alone establishes the 10% rating. This is thousands of veterans who are at 0 when they should be at 10.
Getting a METs test on record, Erica, is the key to any rating above 10%. A treadmill stress test administered by a cardiologist measures the maximum workload a veteran can sustain before symptoms appear. Veterans who cannot tolerate a treadmill test because of mobility limitations can get a pharmacologic stress test instead. Either result is valid for VA rating purposes under DC 7005. Veterans who undergo coronary artery bypass graft surgery, commonly called CABG or valve replacement surgery, receive an automatic temporary 100% rating under DC 7005. This temporary rating begins on the date of surgery and continues for 3 months after the surgery date. It applies regardless of how well the surgery goes, and regardless of residual symptoms.
The 3-month continuation period is a regulatory guarantee, not a clinical evaluation. The VA cannot rate the veteran below 100% during those 3 months. After the continuation period ends, the VA schedules a new compensation and pension exam to evaluate the veteran's residual cardiac function. That new exam drives the post-surgical rating going forward.
At the post-continuation C&P exam, the examiner will order a new exercise stress test to establish the current MET's result. Veterans should be in cardiac rehabilitation and getting pulmonary and cardiac monitoring before that exam. Arriving at the post-surgical C&P without a recent stress test result puts the evaluation at the examiner's discretion rather than objective data.
The filing strategy George outlined applies here too. If a veteran is scheduled for CABG and is already service-connected for ischemic heart disease, they should file an intent to file before the surgery date. The effective date for the 100% temporary rating flows from the earlier of the surgery date or the intent to file date. That difference in effective dates can mean significant retroactive compensation.
Establishing Agent Orange service connection for ischemic heart disease starts with proving the qualifying service period and location. For standard Vietnam veterans, a DD-214 showing Vietnam service during the defined period is sufficient. The VA acknowledges Vietnam veterans with boots on ground or service in inland waterways as qualifying under 38 CFR 3.309.
The C-123 pathway is more document-intensive, but absolutely valid. C-123 aircraft were used to spray Agent Orange during Operation Ranch Hand. After the war, contaminated C-113s were used for other missions and maintained by Air Force Reserve crews. Veterans who can show their flight records, included assignments to specific contaminated aircraft serial numbers, qualify for the Agent Orange presumptive.
Korean DMZ veterans who served in the Republic of Korea between 1968 and 1971 qualify under the presumptive. Agent Orange was used as a defoliant along the DMZ corridor during that period. Veterans who served in Korea during those years and have ischemic heart disease should be filing the same presumptive claim as Vietnam veterans, with their DD-214 showing Korean service during that window.
When service records have gaps, George mentioned that buddy statements and unit histories can support the claim. Personnel records from the National Personnel Records Center, unit morning reports, and even commercial airline records of aircraft tail numbers have been used to establish qualifying service for C-123 crew claims. A VSO or VA accredited attorney can help track those records down.
Ischemic heart disease regularly generates secondary conditions, and each one is separately rateable. Hypertension that develops secondary to or alongside ischemic heart disease can be filed as a secondary condition. Cardiac arrhythmias resulting from ischemic damage to the electrical conduction system of the heart are separately rateable under the arrhythmia diagnostic codes. Congestive heart failure developing from ischemic cardiomyopathy has its own rating pathway.
The secondary conditions and the primary ischemic heart disease rating combine in the VA's combined rating table without pyramiding, because each condition is causing distinct disability in a distinct physiological system. A veteran rated at 30% for ischemic heart disease and 30% for hypertension and 10% for arrhythmia does not get 67%. The combined rating calculation results in approximately 58 to 62% depending on other conditions.
Fatigue is one secondary effect that veterans often do not file. Chronic fatigue from reduced cardiac output, from medications like beta blockers, or from the psychological burden of managing a serious heart condition can be rated separately under the appropriate diagnostic codes. Turns out the fatigue your cardiologist writes off as expected may actually be a separately compensable symptom if it causes measurable functional limitation.
If you forget everything else in this video, remember this. Ischemic heart disease is presumptive for Agent Orange exposed veterans, rated by METs on an exercise test, with medication-only management earning 10% as a floor. As Kai pointed out, every secondary condition from hypertension to arrhythmia can be filed on top of that primary rating. Drop in the comments, are you a qualifying veteran who has never filed this claim? Okay, it is quiz time. Let's find out what's stuck. Think through each question carefully before you answer.
Small favor that helps a lot. Like the video and hit subscribe. Genuinely makes the difference on whether the next one gets made.
Under DC 7005, what MET range from exercise testing supports the 60% ischemic heart disease rating? The correct answer is C, METs between 3 and 5, meaning workload capacity between 3 and 5 metabolic equivalents on exercise testing.
Which veteran population qualifies for Agent Orange, ischemic heart disease presumptive service connection, beyond Vietnam ground troops? The correct answer is C. Thailand Air Force Base veterans, C-123 aircrew members who flew contaminated planes, and veterans who served on the Korean Demilitarized Zone.
What happens to a veteran's ischemic heart disease rating after coronary artery bypass graft surgery? The correct answer is C. The veteran receives a temporary 100% rating for 3 months following surgery, then is re-evaluated on residual cardiac function by METs testing.
Today, we covered ischemic heart disease under DC 7005. The Agent Orange presumptive extends beyond Vietnam ground troops to Thailand-based veterans, C-123 crew members, and Korean DMZ veterans. The rating is driven by METs from exercise testing. Medication management earns 10% minimum. Post-surgical veterans receive 100% for 3 months. Secondary conditions from hypertension to arrhythmias stack on top of the primary rating.
3 years from now, if you file today, you will be receiving monthly compensation for a condition that has been service-connected all along. You will not be sitting in a cardiologist's office wondering why the VA has never acknowledged what your Agent Orange exposure did to your heart. That acknowledgement is yours to claim.
Next episode, the one cardiovascular condition that develops directly from long-standing hypertension is frequently secondary to service-connected blood pressure conditions, and is rated on the same MET scale but generates an entirely separate rating from the primary hypertension claim. Wait until you see how many veterans are holding 2 separately ratable cardiovascular conditions and only filing one.
Subscribe so you do not miss it. If this episode reached a Vietnam-era veteran or their family member who has ischemic heart disease and has never filed a VA claim, please share it. This is one of the most significant unclaimed benefits in the Agent Orange presumptive schedule.
Great series so far.
For Professor Erica and the whole panel, I am signing off. File the ischemic heart disease claim now,